Hello everyone, welcome again to AP Computer Science A 2018 FRQ review. Today we're going to be working on FRQ problem number 2, pairing the words. I realized from my last video, just a little comment there, I really don't know how to end a video, so please forgive me for that. I'm going to try my best. This is like my first time doing videos like this, so I'm just kind of learning as I go. Anyhows, in this problem, let me scroll over to the problem here. It's right here. Oh, nope, right here. So in this problem, we're going to be making pairs of words. There's this thing called the word pair class, and we're going to be implementing a constructor and another method for the following word pair class, or word pair list. So this problem wasn't necessarily too bad. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was like the shortest out of all of them. It wasn't complicated at all. Maybe for this problem, what you would have to know is just how to implement another class, how to call functions from another class, simple stuff like that. It's nothing really too complicated. Here in the public class word pair, you're just going to have to assume that everything works. In my GitHub code, I did implement things just for the sake of testing, like I've said before, but for the test, you can just assume that everything works. So this is what we're going to be working with, the word pair list. Let's just kind of look at how it's structured. We have seems like we have only one class variable, which is an array list of word pair objects, and they're calling it all pairs. And in here, we have the constructor, which is what we have to build. So we just assume that words.length is greater than or equal to 2. And we're going to have to do something called num matches. So a constructor, let me just restart that again. A constructor and an int num matches. Okay, so let's kind of go to problem A here. We're going to write the constructor for the word pair list class. The constructor takes an array of strings called words as a parameter and initializes the instance variable all pairs to an array list of word pair objects. A word pair object consists of a word from the array paired with a word that appears later in the array. The all pairs list contains word pair objects, words ij for every ij where. Okay, so personally I really don't like it when questions do this. They just add in this random confusing stuff. Basically what this part right here means, 0 less than I less than j less than words.length, it's basically telling you that the amount of the index, I guess, of words I is going to be smaller than the index of words j, basically. So it's just telling you that words I comes first in the array, words j is going to come somewhere later in the array than words I. But don't worry though, they're going to be less than length. Honestly, I just feel like this little part right here is just kind of meant to throw people off. So honestly, if you're able to understand it, it's good. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily the biggest thing you need to understand, so don't let little things like this throw you off on a problem. Just kind of try to understand what it's doing and what it's trying to say in a very complicated way and just continue on. Each word pair object is added exactly once to the list. Again, I feel like that's pretty unnecessary information. It's just being overly verbose there, but I'll stop complaining about the test and help you guys figure this out. Don't know why it doesn't like that word. It's pretty rude. So I was thinking about some pseudocode, and I was thinking, okay, first we should make a word pair object by creating a combination of the array of words. So what I mean by that is if they give us a word object, for example, see here, here's example 1. Say they give us this 1, 2, 3, this array that contains these words. Well, first we want to make combinations of all those words because the resulting word pairs are going to be 1, 2, 1, 3, and 2, 3. And then we want to add that new word pair that we created to the all pairs array list. So it's really simple, 2 steps here. This is the answer that I got, and I guess to explain it, I'm going to kind of do this slide and this slide at the same time, where I'm just going to explain my answer by comparing it to one of the tests. So kind of walking through what I did here in terms of the answer, first we have a big for loop kind of encapsulating everything. It goes up to words, so whatever array was passed in, we go up to this dot length minus 1. Now I'm going to explain why we're going to length minus 1 in a little bit. Then we're going to set two strings. First words, I call it first words, which is equal to words of I. So if I is 0, the first word is going to be if I is 0, the first word is going to be the first word that is in that array. And the string second words, we don't know what it is yet, right? We want to set it in this second for loop here. So what the second for loop does is it starts from I plus 1, and we store it in that variable j. J goes all the way up to the end of the words array, and then it sets second words equal to words.j. So if I was 0, j would be 1, and so the second words would be literally the second word in the array. And then in here we would do all pairs dot add. So this is just simple array list syntax. New word pair, first words, second words. So we dynamically created a word pair right here, right? We didn't necessarily have to create a new variable. We didn't have to do anything like word pair w equals new word pair. We literally just created a new word pair right as we were adding it in. So this is pretty helpful syntax because it just allows you to do things in less lines and you don't have to feel like you have to do something one way or the other. So you just create the new word pair and assign first words, second words. So then we're still in this for loop. This for loop increments. Now j, which was 1, now becomes 2. And when j becomes 2, second words is going to equal words of j. So it's going to be the word in the words array. That's a lot of words there. The words in the words array that is at index 2. And then we go through and we're going to add first words, which didn't change, and second words, which has changed. And then by then, this is going to bounce out. The j++, we're going to bounce out of the for loop. We're going to go out here, and then we're going to move one more. So now we're going to be at 1, and then basically we're going to do the same thing. I think it's a little complicated to explain, but let's kind of go through with an example. So we have an example, 1, 2, 3. In the end, we want to have 3 word pairs, 1, 2, 1, 3, and 2, 3. So let's just go through quickly and see if that's correct. So actually, let me add this in here. We had 1, 2, 2, 3, just to keep it as a reference. There you go. So first we go through, and we're going to say, okay, for int I equals 0, first words is going to equal words of I. So first words is going to be 1. And then we're going to go through in j equals I plus 1, j is going to equal 1, so second words is going to equal 2. So when we add this new word pair, the word pair is going to be 1, 2. So far, 1, 2. We got that. We're correct. Next, this for loop is going to increment. So j is now going to become 2. Now we're going to get words. We're going to get whatever words is at the second index. So that's going to be 3. So then when we add, because remember, first words didn't change, it's going to be 1 and 3. And as we can see, we are correct. Now once we're done, this for loop is going to be finished. So we're going to go out to this for loop and we're going to increment. Now we're going to increment to 1, meaning our first word is going to be 2. We're going to go in here, j is going to be index of 1 plus 1, which is 2, so second word is going to equal 3, and we're going to add it to 3, which is correct. And then this for loop is going to finish, but this for loop is going to also finish. And remember earlier when I said I was going to explain this -1? This -1 is here because we do not want to ever go to 3s, to this index right here. We don't want to go to this index because j is going to try to do I plus 1. But if you're at this index here and you're trying to do +1, well, there's nothing after this. There's nothing after the word 3 here. So therefore, we would get an array out of bounds error. So that's why we have this extra level of protection here, which is the words.length -1, to make sure that the only way that j can go is if it's starting from here, so that there's something else to sort of, it's basically so that there's enough, how do I phrase this? It's basically so that J has something to go to, so that J never becomes null. If you did it with this second test here, the more the merrier. You can just believe me, I did it. I actually put this in and I got the correct answer. If you want to go to my GitHub page and run the code with this array, you'll see that it does work, but it does pretty much the same thing. So that was my answer for part A. Part B, write the word pair list and num matches. Oh, my bad. Write the word pair list method num matches. This method returns the number of word pair objects in all pairs for which the two strings match. So like I said in my other video, usually part B would require something from part A, usually shorter, usually more straight to the point. In the pseudocode, I basically wrote that we wanted to go through each word pair. So the word pair list, right? This word pair list is what's coming from part A. We were constructing a word pair list. Now we want to use it in part B. So first we want to go through each word pair in the word pair list. Second, we should see if the first and second word in the word pair list are the same. And third, if so, we're going to update a counter. Because basically what we want to do is see how many times we just want to see, does the first word and does the second word match? Then let's do it. Now, kind of as a reference for this, let's go here. You see how in word pair you can use the get first and the get second method? Well, that's pretty much going to help us when it comes down to this. If we're able to just get the first and say, hey, is get first equal to get second? If so, update a counter, right? And in the end, we return that counter. So it's actually pretty simple. This is what I got as my answer. First, I have an int match counter, which I set to 0. Then I used an enhanced for loop. So I said for every word pair, W, in all pairs, if W, so this is a word pair, if W.getFirst dot equals W.getSecond, then we're going to increment our match counter. And in the end of all this, we're going to return the match counter. So pretty much, I guess for this answer, what you would have to know is enhanced loops. And basically just remember, hey, there is already a method that gets the first and gets the second that you can just assume works. And then you just have to update a counter. So that's pretty much all for this problem. I hope that it was helpful to you and hopefully everything was done correctly. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you have any questions about anything or if there's any issues with the code whatsoever, feel free to go to my GitHub and let me know so that way I can make sure that I'm not spreading any incorrect information. Likewise, if there's something that I didn't really go over too well and you'd like more explanation, feel free to go into the comments and let me know so that I can make sure that I can do my best to help you out. But I want to wish everyone luck on the test. I know that you guys are going to do great, and yeah, the test really isn't too bad. So I know you have the ability to do it. So up next, I'm just going to talk a little bit about some self-promotion. So if that's not your thing, I'd like to see you in the next video where we're going to go over the next FRQ problem. But for those of you who want to stick around, I'd like to talk about my links in the description. I have my GitHub links, I have my social media links, so feel free to follow me. I also have my Amazon affiliate links, so I do affiliate marketing with Amazon. I put a whole bunch of study materials down in the description, so they're actually pretty well priced. So if you'd like to support me in one way by going to those affiliate links and buying study materials from there, that would be really helpful to me. Also, if you like this content, feel free to like and subscribe. I don't know if you can tell, this is like my first time making videos, doing teaching and whatnot, so I'm just kind of learning as I go, but I really appreciate the support nonetheless, so thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Alright, take care.